Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast presented by CBG. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. We have a really cool podcast episode for you. We're going to be joined by Jenifer Moore, the Cincinnati and Dayton Division Corporate Affairs Manager for Kroger. She's going to be joining us to talk about all the ways you can shop at Kroger, including their new Boost program, as well as ways to save the next time you shop. Thank you to our podcast sponsors, CBG, our title sponsor, C Crew Consulting, our digital sponsor, and our episode sponsor, Haran. We also have a very special Northern Kentucky Chamber staffer joining the podcast today. Tami Wilson, our Vice President of Public Affairs, will join us to talk about our upcoming government forum, the midterm election preview coming up on October 6th. I also have some exciting news about changes coming to the podcast, so listen up, this is important. Starting next week, October 3rd, the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast will begin airing at 4 p.m. instead of noon. You can still find the podcast all of the places that you would expect to find it, but our airtime is going to be pushed back. We are also launching a brand new segment embedded into this podcast. So in addition to our standard spotlight on our member businesses, we are also adding NKY at Work. NKY at Work will be hosted by Nancy Spivey, our VP of Talent Strategies, with features from Ashley Dubois, our Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. NKY at Work will feature employers and workforce practitioners from across the Northern Kentucky metro region, discussing tactics, resources, and more aimed to bolster talent, attraction, and retention, as well as diversity, equity, inclusion in the workplace. Listeners will walk away from NKY at Work with actionable strategies and will gain insights to strengthen their respective workplaces and reach their business goals. This is a really great podcast segment. Nancy has been working so hard to get guests and interview them. This is going to be a great opportunity for our listeners, like I said, to walk away with some actionable items that they can use in their workplace. So we're excited to launch this new segment. Next week is our first one. Like I said, that is going to start airing at 4 p.m. Now, let's get on to the rest of this episode. Let's go hear from our sponsors, meet our members of the week, and I will meet you guys back here with Jenifer from Kroger.
CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. C-Crew gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, C-Crew generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can C-Crew do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we will highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. The Northern Kentucky Water District is the largest district in the state and the third largest water provider with a capacity of 64 million gallons per day. Indiana Tech is a nonprofit university that specializes in quality career-ready certificates, associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. The Kenton County School District believes it's about all kids. They serve about 14,000 students across 17 buildings. Navajo College and Career Prep Division of Learning Grove helps equip families, schools, and businesses in preparing students for post-secondary success and workforce readiness. Villa Madonna Academy is situated on 60-plus acres in Villa Hills, Kentucky, serving students in Montessori, elementary, high school, and junior high. Great. Hi, everyone. I am joined by Tami Wilson, our VP of Public Affairs at the Chamber, and we are talking about a really exciting upcoming event that we have on October 6th. So, Tami, tell us about this government forum.
Yes, thanks for having me, Sarah. I'm very excited about this event. This is going to be a unique and, as far as I know, a one-of-a-kind type of event for the Northern Kentucky Chamber. But as you said, it's a government forum. It's scheduled for October 6th, starting at 8 a.m., ends at 9:30 a.m. at the Airport Hilton, located on Turfway Road in Florence, Kentucky. We are hosting two very national-level political pundits, Scott Jennings and Mark Riddle. Scott Jennings, many of you may have seen him on, he is the founder and president of Brunswick Public Relations, located in Louisville, Kentucky. It's one of the largest PR firms in Kentucky. And Mark Riddle is a founder and senior strategist for a pro-Biden PAC called Unite the Country. So again, two national level pundits here to talk about the midterm elections, potential shifts in the balance of power of the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House, and seats to watch, states to watch, that sort of thing is what you can expect.
Yeah, that is such a hot topic right now. Obviously, politics and elections are a big one, and we've got a lot of changes potentially coming to the state of Kentucky. But one of the things that you said that this is really different from a lot of the government forums we've had in the past. What makes this government forum so different than the other ones?
A lot of our government forums, we focus in on policy and that sort of thing. This is a little bit more political oriented. Again, I mentioned that it's a unique time and a unique structure for a government forum. I'm excited to bring it because it's always in the background. You know, our policy and the course of our policy frequently is determined, and the course of that is set with the balance of power in our Congress or who's in the White House. So midterm elections, there's a lot of history that go behind that. But I think the expert analysis and insights that these two gentlemen will bring to the table will kind of help us understand what could happen and how that might change the course of our policy in the future.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit more about our speakers. Like you said, they're pretty big names. Some of you guys listening to the podcast or watching the podcast might know them, but Tami, tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, again, I mentioned it's Scott Jennings and Mark Riddle. Scott Jennings, a longtime Kentuckian. Again, he has his own PR firm, but he has done a lot of national. Actually, he's done global. He's been quoted in many national and global different publications, not just CNN, but he writes columns for many large newspapers throughout the country, and again, been quoted across the globe. And then Mark Riddle, again, another great Kentuckian. So it's great to have Kentuckians here because, again, they will touch on a little bit of the governor's race next year, coming across next year. But Mark has a lot of, they're coming from two different perspectives. Scott Jennings has a little bit more of the Republican take on things, and Mark Riddle will give us more of the Democrat take on things. Also, we're emceed by Jack Brammer. So he's a retired Frankfurt bureau chief from the Lexington Herald Leader, and he's doing some political contributor work up here in Northern Kentucky with the Northern Kentucky Tribune. So we really just have a great mix of people from Kentucky, yet they're able to give us a national scope on these midterm races. So,
yeah, a wealth of knowledge coming to this government forum that'll really give a lot of perspective, like you said, to what we can see coming up here in the future. For those who are listening and watching the podcast, how can they register for this event and learn more?
There's several ways that you can do it. The easiest way is probably just to go to the Northern Kentucky Chamber webpage. That's NKYChamber.com. You can go to the events and programs calendar and then look for the date, and from there you can register for the event. Another way you could do it would be everybody's kind of on the social platforms, and we have several social media channels out there, and we are posting about this event on that. You can just click on one of those posts and there'll be a link available for you there too.
Right. And for those of you who are really interested in our policy and our advocacy information, Tami, you actually have your own Twitter page that you run. So anyone who is interested in that, we will be sure to direct them that way. But Tami, before I let you go, is there anything else about this event, about what you do at the Chamber, that you would like to share with our listeners today?
Well, I'm really excited again to be able to bring this event to our membership and really the community as a whole. We work very bipartisanly, and we develop policy that is pro-business and that sort of thing. But the dynamic and the environment, and if you will, the table is set by the election process. So we want to make people aware that we do have an election coming up, and it's very, very important that people vote and that they're educated on their vote. So this is one tool and one way that we can inform our membership a little bit, give them an opportunity, because they will have an opportunity to ask questions of our panelists. So I think it'll be a great networking. It'll start out with some networking. We'll have the presentation from our panelists, and yes, there will be an audience Q&A. So I think it'll be a great opportunity for them to ask some questions, get to know other people who are watching the political landscape a little bit, and maybe you want to just get more involved in our advocacy efforts here.
Yeah, well, Tami, thank you again so much for your time today and for sharing information about the Government Forum event. We hope to see you all there.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I am joined by Jenifer Moore, the Cincinnati and Dayton Division Corporate Affairs Manager for Kroger. Jenifer, thank you so much for joining the podcast today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. And so Kroger, or Kroger's, as some of us call it, is a huge part of Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. It's great to have you on to talk about our local grocery chain. And Kroger was founded in Cincinnati, and you guys still have your corporate offices here. So tell us a little bit about your founding and the history of Kroger.
Yeah, so our story, it began in 1883 when Barney Kroger, he wanted to open a single grocery store on Pearl Street, downtown Cincinnati. And so he invested his life savings of $372 to really give back to the community in a way that we can shop. His motto was to be particular. He said he wanted to model the belief of never selling anything you wouldn't want yourself. And so nearly 140 years later, we have just transformed into this America's Grocer company, where we have not only Kroger anchored here as the headquarters, but also a number of banner stores across the country to service more than 11 million folks a day. Something I will also add that is not too well known, but of course it's something that we're proud of, especially in this area. We also have 2 restaurants. It's one restaurant, Kitchen 1883, which of course is 1883, named after the year we were founded. So we have 2 locations, one in Anderson Township, the other in Union, Kentucky. But then we also have, of course, the eatery in downtown Cincinnati too. So we've got into the restaurant space as well.
Yes, I personally love the Brussels sprouts. The one is so good. Honestly, I remember when that opened up, I was like, Kroger restaurant, what's it going to be like? And it was incredible from the get-go. So big fan personally.
It's amazing food. I mean, it is really phenomenal. Amazing food.
My parents, they live like around the corner from the one in Union. They eat there all the time, and it cracks me up. And it's funny that you mentioned that, like, that you guys have kind of diversified, especially in this market. What is it about being in Cincinnati and about being in Northern Kentucky that is so important to the success of your business?
We're really proud to be in Cincinnati. Of course, this is our hometown. It's named after Porkopolis at one point in time. So it has its roots in the food industry. We're in the food space. So we're really proud to be here, servicing customers, of course, in Northern Kentucky, Indiana, and Cincinnati as well, in that tri-state area. It's just a good moment for us because we know that we're headquartered here. We have a lot of associates here, a lot of family connections, families who have started at Kroger and then gone up. I myself included is in that bunch. So it's just a proud moment for us, I would say.
Yeah, that is awesome. And tell us a little bit about your family connection to Kroger. I love this.
Yeah, so I call myself a Kroger baby. My father, when he was a teenager, he started out at Kroger as a bagger too. He then got my uncle on board as a bagger, and then he worked his way all the way up to night shift. And then I started at Kroger at age 14 as a bagger as well. I ended up moving, of course, in a different direction career-wise, but I'm really excited to be back here now in the Kroger family, just to keep that connection going throughout my family.
Yeah, I think that is so much fun. We talk a lot about these, huge companies. Cincinnati is so lucky. Northern Kentucky is so lucky to have these big staple companies in our community. It's great to know that they are making connections with not only the shoppers, but the people that work there. And speaking of shopping, there are a ton of different ways to shop at Kroger. I know I am at the Kroger around the corner from my house, like once a week, and doing pickup orders. So tell us what options people have.
Yeah, we really want to give customers and our associates a number of ways to shop that fit their lifestyle. There are some customers of course, that like the more traditional in-store experience where they come in and shop themselves. Then we have customers who like pickup, which essentially you can place the order online, either by your app or on the computer and laptop, and then you can pick up your groceries without getting out your car. We have delivery, which we have booths now, as well as Kroger delivery, where you can get items delivered directly to you at home, so you don't have to leave your house. And then we have ship to home, some of our bulk products, like big things of snacks, some housewares, things of that nature that come directly from one of our warehouses to your house too. I will say delivery is a huge plus for us in relation to also in store, just because it's about convenience. During the pandemic, of course, we couldn't go into the stores for a period of time, so we had delivery. But what we saw was that customers and associates were just able to get more things done because they were confident in the fact that Kroger was going to deliver their groceries to them on time. And so we really, really wanted to expand that. And now we have Kroger delivery, where you'll see the blue and white trucks pull up to your house. And those are our Kroger associates. They'll come out and double check your order to make sure it's great, and then also bring them to your front door. You can, of course, still get your cleaning done or even spend time with the kids, because that's important to us too.
Yeah, that is so cool that we have so many options. I know the convenience factor is so awesome for so many people, especially with young kids. They don't have to get out of the car. I know that can be a big hassle.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then you guys also offer this really cool program, Kroger's Community Rewards, about helping community organizations. So tell us a little bit about that. That's something that I didn't know about. That sounds really great.
It's a very exciting program. I talk about it a lot. What it is that customers can select an organization to be the benefactor of money when they shop. So essentially, any organization, it could be a school, a PTA committee, a church, any nonprofit, they can sign up under community rewards, and a portion of each shopping trip that is taken by a customer will then be given to them quarterly. It's really a good opportunity for organizations to earn money every year to support the work that they do. And that's some of the things that we're passionate about. Our mission, of course, is to feed the human spirit. So that's another way how we're giving back to these organizations, is by them fundraising annually.
Yeah. And how can people learn more and sign up for that program?
Well, one thing I will say is that it's totally free to sign up. Sometimes customers think that it comes with a dollar amount that you have to pay. It's totally free. All you have to do is go to Kroger.com and scroll to the bottom, and you can click the link and get all the information on how you can sign up.
Okay, perfect. We will direct people there. We'll put a little thing down at the bottom so people can check that out as well. Another hot topic that Kroger is obviously probably very mindful of right now is food waste and food hunger, the idea that people are not getting enough to eat. I know those are two different things, but you guys kind of have them connected.
Yeah, we have a very ambitious social impact plan where we want to eliminate hunger and waste by 2025. And it's really our commitment to, ensure that none of the communities that we serve are going hungry. And so one of the things that we do is we partner with area food banks as a part of the Feeding America Network, and also some other organizations that are putting in new technology to rescue food, to ensure that the food that we have in our stores and food that is actually in community can be rescued and then transformed into meals for those who need it the most. We're really proud of the work with that, because again, it's twofold. Like, not only are we making sure that communities have access, but that food does not go to waste and go to our landfills. Here in the Cincinnati area, a few of our partners are the Free Store Food Bank. Obviously, that's our biggest partner, and they're part of the Feeding America Network. We also have La Soup, which is a wonderful organization doing incredible work to rescue food and then transform it into meals. And then we also have Last Mile, which is a new organization that we just began partnering with, that they're actually using the power of volunteers to rescue food to then deliver them to agencies in the area as well. So again, we're really, really proud of that work. As far as waste goes, one of the things that we want to do is encourage customers and associates to use reusable bags as opposed to the plastic bags. So one, go ahead and buy those reusable bags and bring them to you with you every time you do come to shop in one of our stores. If you do get the plastic bags, we have barrels at the entrances of every one of our stores, where you can bring the plastic bags back once you've used them, and then we will dispose of them properly.
Yeah, and that is something that I don't think I probably take advantage of as often as I probably should. One of the things I also wanted to follow up with that, obviously, you guys have been working on those sustainability efforts. A while ago, there were conversations about getting rid of bags in stores. Where are you guys at with that kind of globally and in Greater Cincinnati?
We are still looking at the plan and reassessing. In Ohio, there you can no longer. It's the moratorium has been now put into place permanently that you cannot bag single-use plastic bags. However, we are still encouraging customers and our associates to take action on their own to lessen the amount of plastic that's being used. But we are still working towards that commitment across the country.
Yeah, that is great to hear. And I kind of want to pivot back to like the shopping experience idea. We talked a lot about the convenience factor. There's something new that you guys are doing with the delivery membership program. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Boost is our newest membership program that we are really, really excited about. If you have not seen it, you will notice it because it has a bright pink background. What that is that it's a membership program that offers convenience, also offers savings at the pump. As far as the pump goes, you can save 2 times fuel points, which again, as fuel costs go up and down, it's really, really beneficial. I love it because you not only save those fuel points if you're ordering your groceries to be delivered, but also if you go into the store to shop too. So you're still going to get those points. And then of course you save at the pump. For $59, you can get next day delivery. And for $99, you can get 2 hours delivery within 2 hours. And of course, both of those dollar figures are annually. Once you sign up, you get a multitude of coupons to some of our private label brands to use and check out. So if you've never had Private Selection or a Simple Truth, those are some coupons that you can take advantage of to try those products, which are fantastic.
Yeah. And then one other thing that I want to talk about is, so everybody knows that food costs are getting a little bit more expensive for most people lately. When we talk about Kroger, you guys are a grocery store that most people are shopping at in Greater Cincinnati. In addition to these membership programs that you guys have and the fuel points, are there other things that people can or should be doing to plan better for themselves when they're going to the grocery store?
Yeah, we always want to provide value for our customers. One of the ways that we do that is through our digital coupons. So whether you have the app or log in online, you can actually go to the savings portion of the website and click those coupons. So shopping, you can immediately save. And they change, of course, every week, but they're really, really good. One thing that I always suggest is to plan ahead. So if you know you're going to be shopping on Friday, take some time in the days prior to that to plan your shopping list. Take a look at the ad, take a look at the coupons that are available in the digital ad. Also, we do mail out personalized coupons to customers based on their Kroger shopping cart. So again, another way you can save too with the physical coupons too. So really plan your shopping experience based on the coupons. That really gives you bang for the buck. Another thing that we do to offer now is cashback rewards. So if you look in the app too, there could be some products that you can actually earn cash back for that you purchase. So that's another way you can save for your overall shopping experience.
Yeah, those are a lot of really great options, Jenifer. Thank you so much for sharing. I know that's at the forefront of a lot of people's minds right now. Before I let you go, is there anything else about Kroger, about the company and the organization, its connection to Cincinnati that you wanted to talk about today?
I would say that we are just really proud of the work that we are doing in the community. In 2020, we did launch our framework for action as a result of a lot of the injustices that were taking place. And each of our divisions, of course, especially in Cincinnati, we are working to make sure that we are creating equitable communities for the folks that we serve. And so we are great about partnering. We have partnerships with the Urban League, with the Freedom Center, and then some other organizations too. I also want to call out that we also are going into supporting food entrepreneurs because, again, that's part of our platform as to really, really make sure that we're taking care of the whole person, whether they're shopping in our stores or they want to become a chef. And so one of the organizations that we do partner with is Incubator Kitchen Collaborative in Northern Kentucky. We support their efforts to ensure that food entrepreneurs can have collateral and money to use on their marketing, buying new equipment. So what we do is through that partnership, we pay the rent for a year for the businesses that sign up to work in the collaborative. And again, that's just our way of just really supporting and uplifting the next generation of chefs, because we know that they're creating some great things in the kitchen for us to taste and celebrate.
Yes. Well, Jenifer, thank you so much for sharing that. That is just another great example of all of the work that Kroger does in our community to help the community, help its huge employee base as well, in addition to the customers. So Jenifer, thank you so much for your time. It was great to talk with you today.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk more about other things we have coming up too.
Hi, I'm Shannon Schumacher, Account Executive, Kentucky Market Leader. At Haran, we champion bold innovation to help employers and individuals thrive. As an industry thought leader, we explore new horizons in healthcare, benefits, employee engagement, and wellness. We work harder to deliver all the strategic benefits, planning, and execution you expect from a true partner. And we do it with laser focus on your short and long-term outcomes to help manage your benefits while improving your employee experience.
Hi, guys, and welcome back. I hope that you had a great time with us on the podcast today. It was really great to hear from Jenifer Moore about all of the ways that you can save and shop at Kroger. Hope that some of you will take advantage of some of those saving options the next time that you are filling up your cart. And I hope you will join us at the next government forum on October 6th. It was really great to have Tami on to talk a little bit more about that. Like she said, you can get more information at nkychamber.com/events, or if you're following us on social media, you can find links there very easily. Thank you again to our podcast sponsors, CVG, C-Crew Consulting, and Haran. Don't forget, next week, the podcast starts airing at 4 p.m. I cannot stress this enough. If you have marked your calendar for noon, you will not find us at noon. You'll have to wait a couple of hours. And finally, if you are a member who would like to be featured on the Northern Kentucky Spotlight Podcast, or if you're interested in becoming a member of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, please reach out to Lynn Aitwin. You can find her contact information at our staff directory at nkychamber.com. And if you are someone who is interested in seeing if NKY at Work is a good fit for you, please reach out to Nancy Spivey. She will be sure to help you. You can also find her information at our staff directory. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the podcast today. I'll talk to you next week at 4 p.m.